Okay.
So, have you heard about Uber wanting to bring autonomous vehicles in?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
100,000 of them.
Yes.
What's your
Yeah.
thought on it?
Isn't it in over there at Pennsylvania?
Yeah, they in
Okay.
Pennsylvania, they're in Dallas, Austin.
Right.
They're in a lot of the warm places. Pennsylvania is not a warm place, but they just got there this year, I believe.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I did see something about that, but once again, we know that this is definitely happening. It does make sense for them to push it in a warmer climates. I remember I mentioned to you about it when they've been had it in Phoenix. I think Nevada too. They've been had it out there. So like you said, the Sunshine States.
Yeah. So they're bringing it to Detroit next year. I think the company is Waymo, but trust and believe, Waymo is not going to. Well, I should say Uber's not going to let Waymo outdo them. Either they're going to partner with them somehow, or figure out like how can we get autonomous vehicles ourselves, because Waymo's a totally different company versus Uber, but um, they're not going to let them take that market share like that.
Well, you brought up a very good point with Waymo and Uber because Waymo been doing it for the longest. I mean, it's all up in Ann Arbor, other areas of Detroit, suburb areas, mapping everything out and things. So it would make sense for Uber business wise to, since they had already invested in, because you know what type of research and money that Uber would have to do in order to duplicate what Waymo is. So yeah, probably partnership work some type of deal out and things, and then basically from there and then just use the Waymo vehicles where it has like Uber as well. So I think that's what's going to end up happening, regards to that. Now Waymo, because with these, it's like with the automotive, right? We know that Toyota hybrid came out first, right? So for
Okay.
these other companies to use hybrid, what they'll do is that they'll pay for to be able to use the licensing, I mean the technology, the tech. So they can use the tech, pay them, and then they'll put their name on it and stuff. And I think with Uber, they're gonna do the same or whatever. It may not even have Waymo on there at all. They just have Uber, but off of Waymo technology because they're buying into it. So that makes a lot of sense. I think they'll do it that way versus trying to go through the whole research and development because we're talking years for that, right? And they don't have years. So
Nor does Waymo have the customer base that Lyft and Uber has. So if Waymo came here and said, okay, we're here in your area, download the app, and they don't do any partnerships, it's going to be a bit of a challenge and struggle for them to grow the way they want to grow. Because, first of all, a new customer trying out this, people who download the app know what they're getting into. But what if it was like what we said earlier, where they really don't give you a choice? And Uber said, hey, we got this autonomous vehicle, we got this live person. Yet the autonomous vehicle is 5 minutes away, the live person is 20 minutes away. When you have a decision to make right there, is that do I want to be late? Do I want to be on time? Now, I got a chance to see if a car is going to show in 20 minutes versus if somebody doesn't come in 5 minutes, I can retry something again, you know? So it's going to be one or two of those ways where they partner with Waymo or they just
mhm.
flat out say we're going to go head to head against Uber and Lyft, of which I think they might have a fair chance. But again, Lyft and Uber has a customer base where Waymo doesn't.
Right. Yeah. I think you're absolutely right about that because I can't see Waymo trying to come into the market because you're talking about advertising. I mean, right now, I mean, you don't even with the other rideshare companies that attempt to try to come into the Detroit market, you still don't hear from Zoom. You still don't hear from Via. You don't hear from these other companies, even though they came into Detroit. But They came into the market very late. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't hear from them. They tried
That's
to get
correct.
me downtown Detroit, man, Allen Square, $17 and 15
Oh,
cents. Go ahead and
from the
screenshot it.
airport.
All right, from the airport. Yeah. Sometimes, man, I mean, 'cause I work nights here, man. I was getting rides, man. I got a ride from Monroe, 30 minutes. It was like $25 plus the tip. To really be honest,
Hey,
man,
Miss
I think
Olivia, how
actually,
you doing? You all right? Yeah,
oh,
the day was going good. Went to the laundromat to pick
oh,
somebody up. She had one bag. I was like, damn, I'm glad she only got one bag. So I popped the
oh,
trunk.
man.
She coming to the door, pulling on the door. I pulled the window down. I said, ma'am, you gotta put your bag in the trunk. I said, no. I said, ma'am, I got the trunk open for your bag. And she said, I don't need that trunk. I said, yes, you do. You want to get in here, you're going to have to put your bag in the trunk. So she going back there to put her bag in the trunk. I just opened up the
Oh,
door, got out. I said, that's all right. Take your bag out.
oh, oh,
you,
oh.
you bitch. I'm like, yeah, you too. Your mama, yeah, you too. Yeah, that's why you need another ride. You don't know what I need. I guess you ain't taking this one. And you're going to get a cancellation fee too. Next
Mm,
time, put your bag in the trunk. Your bag don't go in my back seat. See if it's a purse, but it's a damn laundry bag. Put it in the back. Put it in the back in the trunk area.
mm. Wow.
So, yeah, I got paid more on the cancellation fee than the destination fee. So I'm like, I'm good with that.
If you knew
That's
you
how
were
the day
going
was
10
going
miles
good
and
until I
last, so
ran
why
into the
didn't you
big
put
black
that in
Bertha.
there? And so they try to do these games or run these scams or what, I don't know what it is. But I said, ma'am, this is where I could drop you off across the street. And I said, where I'm gonna drop you off at. And so she's hot that she's got to walk 7 blocks to 10 Mile Lasher. I don't even know where this church is at. So I look at my rating. This heifer done rated me down because I didn't want to take her all the way to 10 Mile Lasher. No, this is where your trip ends at. So they will try you. You just got to be mindful of how the game is played. Like they get in the car, they talk all nice and all this stuff, and then they try to smooth you off. Hey, can you drop me off? Blah blah blah. Like this is where your trip is ended at. Why would you wanna go all the way there if you ended your trip here? So that's the thing. Like you gotta be really watching these people because they will run game on you before you know
Now, along the same line is that do you utilize the PIN verification when to start the ride?
it. Yeah, I've seen that before. What's your thought on that?
Well, I use the code, and the reason why I started using the 4-digit code is I had a passenger claim that I picked up the wrong person. So I said, well, the solution to that is to put a code on every ride. You put a code on the ride. If you get in my car, the code went to your phone or to your Uber app. It don't go to anyone else. Now, if you give it to somebody else, that's like you give somebody else your credit card. You're still responsible for that purchase. But
Yep.
it's really a lot of people that seem to take offense in me doing that, especially when I pick up people from the airport or if it's the airport or Ann Arbor. They'll be like, this pen, what's this pen stuff about? I've never seen a pen before. Or they'll hit me with, is that new? They are really, and I have to like let them know, says, hey, it's not you. It's because I've experienced this on the road and I put it on as a safety feature. And it protects you and it protects me. Lets me know I'm picking up the right person and it positions you to be safe also. And I also let them know that you can add a pin to your account. So if you ever in a real busy place, nobody can steal your Uber. So once you go to that length with them in explanation, I always try to keep it as safety and not give them no sense of attitude. They usually be okay with it at that point. But before you break it down, they don't care to hear nothing about no pin number. They feel offended, like, why you subjected me to this type situation?
See, I didn't know, P, that you as a driver can require that the passenger puts in the pin or produce a pin number for you to take off. I knew the passenger could say, "Hey, my pin number is this, this, and this" before the trip can get started. But I didn't know you as a driver could do that. That is new to me, which is very good and definitely safe for passenger. And the reason why, I remember hearing a story years ago. A guy was out in Ann Arbor driving, and he went to a club, and he had a caravan, some type of vehicle that hold a lot of people. So this guy, he picks up this passenger, multiple people, and they all got in a ride, and he's driving them to where they're going. His phone rings. He answers it. Says, "Hello?" She says, "Hey, where you at?" It says, "You already started the ride. I'm still here at the club." He's like, "What do you mean you still at the club?" Well, the passengers that he picked up was the wrong people. So this guy, being the father that he is, older gentleman, he said, "Well, I'm gonna just make sure they get home safely." So he took them home safely for free, right?
Wow.
Wherever that distance was, for free. The person that he was supposed to pick up disputed the pickup and drop off because she was still there. And so my man didn't get paid for that trip. So I did not know that you, as a driver, can require the passenger to produce a PIN. That's very good information. That's very good.
Yep, I do it all the time. I've been doing it for, I want to say, over a year now, where I always
Okay.
request it. Now, the only way it doesn't work that I found is if we are doing like the medical pickups. If you picking up from
Mm,
some type of drug abuse center or a healthcare
yeah.
facility or someplace like that, they can bypass it. But
Okay.
everybody else, they gotta produce the pin. Now, let's just say if the wife ordered the Uber for you and she didn't give you your pin, the way to get past the pin number if they can't find it is that you have to get they'd have to give me as the driver the last four digits of the phone number in which the Uber was ordered from. That will also get past and allow
Okay.
me to start the ride.
I got you.
So,
That's
yeah,
good, man. I did not know that.
yeah,
Uber comes with the safety. They definitely come with the safety on everything. That's for sure. They are light years ahead.
yeah.
So let me ask you, you had any strange encounters this week with passengers?
I haven't. This week has, in the last week or so, it's been pretty smooth. I haven't had nothing I can immediately think of that I can say, wow, that was out of the box. I had an experience when I was doing a ride in Warren. And matter of fact, I don't even know if I was doing a ride in Warren. I was just driving in Warren. And I know the street was blocked, and I was going through a McDonald parking lot, and the Warren police stopped me and gave me a ticket. So my
Oh,
thinking is,
wow.
it's like I feel like you kind of gotta be on the cautious side. I had a couple bad driving experiences, with the police involved, and I feel like inevitably I would tell any driver if you see the police, do whatever it is that you're supposed to, because chances are, especially right now where we are, because we're at the end of the
Yep.
month. At the
Yep.
end of the month, these police get hungry, especially if you
Uh-huh.
messing with them Taylor police. But really, it's all police because I'll be looking everywhere. They'll be like in a church parking lot. They'll be on, in an alley type way. So you got to really watch out for them police because they don't care that we Uber drivers. That don't mean nothing to them. They'll give us a ticket like it's nobody's business.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, that's a fact. So I'm trying to be, you know,
It's just that we're gonna deal with a lot of people with with potential attitudes, unless we're dealing with the type of passenger that is used to the process of what it's like to Uber. Like if
yep.
I've had people that say, "Can you speed?" And I'm like, "No, I can't speed for you. If you need me to speed, I'm the wrong driver for you." Yes, my car could speed, but I'm not going to do that for you. I'm not going to risk getting a ticket to get you there faster. And to your point, I feel like if you need to get there faster, you should have left home earlier or requested an earlier ride.
Yep, exactly. Or been outside right away to get in the vehicle, not taking all 3, 4 minutes to come outside.
Yeah,
So I remember one young lady, the direction that the app had me go was out of the way, but it was all freeway. Supposedly a lot faster. But no, I'm not taking that way. I'm not going 4 miles out of the way to get you to where you're going. So come up and I'm taking the streets. And I can hear her frustration. I can hear, why would you come up right here? It's like, it's closer. Why would I go out of the way? All that heavy breathing, whatever. Yep,
hmm,
she got a 1 star. I'm not picking your ass up again. I could give a fuck less what you give me. I'm not going out of the way because you think it's faster to go to freeway. It's 4 miles out of the way. 4 miles out of the way. And we all know the app takes you out of the way to get a person to where they're going. They can to go backwards to go forwards to think that's faster. They have no idea. Like you can just shoot up right here, boom, we there. But they don't think about that. Not at
yeah.
all.